Shalom. Truth is everlasting. Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sop. And I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first, I'd like to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akim, and to the women and children. Kal, Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Ha Rokah Kwadash, Mahamaf. In the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and truth. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder Hawan. Salutation to the Akims who are in the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, things are going to get real bad pretty quick out here. I'm going to play a short part of this video from Brighteon.com. It's going to read what's referred here, the news from July 21, 2023, the collapse of the dollar-based international monetary system is now irreversible. The title of this lesson, Endure to the End, and you will be saved. Here we go.
This is without question one of the most important episodes of Brighteon Broadcast News that I've recorded all year so far. This is Mike Adams here, and this is the episode for Friday, July 21st, 2023. Thank you for joining me. Now, the audio portion here is going to be kept, I hope, relatively short because I've got a full studio interview coming up with Dr. Chris Martenson of Peak Prosperity. And Dr. Martenson, this is the first time I've been able to interview him, but I've respected his work and his research for many years. I became aware of him during the COVID years, but he and I didn't even talk about COVID. We talked about the financial crisis that is unfolding, the global debt crisis, the currency crisis, and the supply chain collapse that is already accelerating. And I got to say that this conversation that you're about to hear today, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm just saying that this is the kind of conversation that you will rarely hear, and it can only happen between two individuals, each of whom is extremely well researched and knowledgeable about money and finance and supply chains and geopolitics and all of that. This is the conversation you're about to hear is almost unheard of across even independent media, except you will hear it from other really informed people like Mike Maloney or Robert Kiyosaki or Andy Schectman or people like that who share.
No, not only them, but also GMS, okay, camp on down, as well as my elders camp, Lions Den Hawan.
This knowledge set. So there are people, but this is not a mainstream conversation. It's not a dumbed down conversation. This is a high level, very insightful conversation, and I was just thrilled to be able to have Dr. Chris Martenson on to have this discussion. Again, it's going to blow you away. Now, speaking of Andy Schectman, by the way, he's the president of Miles Franklin. I'm going to have Andy Schectman on real soon. We're in touch with him, and he's been proven right, fully vindicated over his warnings about the BRICS monetary system. He's been warning about this since 2020, by the way. And of course, a lot of people mocked him and teased him. No, that couldn't be happening. The dollar's fine. Nobody's going to abandon the dollar. And now here we stand, 1 month away from the announcement of the BRICS nations coming in August. August 22nd is the date that's anticipated to be this announcement of what's rumored to be a gold-backed, decentralized cryptocurrency international transaction system that's backed by Russia and China and, of course, India and the BRICS nations, plus supposedly 41 others is what's being talked about in the media. But then I interviewed Steve Quayle also earlier today for a special report that's going to air next week. And Steve Quayle said it's more like 140 countries. And he said that what we're about to see is a massive global repudiation of the dollar. The dollar is going to die in very short order, according to Steve Quayle. And again, that interview is coming up next week, but I'm hearing the exact same thing from Andy Schectman and then also from James Rickards. So there's a story by James Rickards at dailyreckoning.com, always a worthy website, rooted in Austrian economics, which is the only system that actually anybody should be studying because it's the one that is correct. But this article by James Rickards is called "We're at War." And I need to read for you a couple of paragraphs from James Rickards. And by the way, if you don't know who James Rickards is, you should. I think his most famous book is Currency Wars. And he was at the helm of LTCM, Long-Term Capital Management, back in 1997 and 98, when it was the first too big to fail. And he helped negotiate the bailout of LTCM. Back then, it was only a few $1 billion, but, well, the whole global economic system was about to collapse because of some currency bets that went wrong and that were highly leveraged through LTCM. Now, James Rickards also has, he worked for the CIA at one point, I think as a financial analyst for the CIA. So he does have contacts with the agencies. And, some people think that gives him more credibility. Some people think it gives him less credibility. But that's up for you to decide. I think that as an economist, as a financial person, James Rickards nails it. And I've listened to his books, I think all of his books, several times. I rarely do that, but his books are worth listening to. I listen to them in audiobook format. But let me read for you some of the paragraphs of what James Rickards has just posted 2 days ago. Here it is, quote, "I've been studying monetary economics for about 50 years, he says. All of my research has led to one conclusion. All right? Listen up. This is it. Quote, we're going to see the collapse of the international monetary system. And when I say that, he writes, I specifically mean a collapse in confidence in paper currencies around the world. It's not just the death of the dollar or the demise of the euro. It's a collapse of confidence in all paper currencies, he says. All paper currencies. And then he goes through a little bit of history of how there used to be a gold standard and how Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971 and the current monetary system is over 50 years old and so on and so forth, and how the U.S. weaponized the dollar against Russia using the SWIFT system. All these things that you and I have talked about quite a bit.
Okay, let me stop right there. So you can see things are going to get real bad, real ugly pretty soon, worldwide. Okay? Once the dollar system, paper money collapse, and slavery is going to increase around the world. That's the title of this lesson. I'm going to repeat it again. Endure to the end, and you will be saved. Because it's going to get real ugly and real bad out there. I want to go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And it goes like this. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah. Because, the so-called Negro, Latino, American, speckled birds, the 2/3 of our people, they are so indoctrinated that all you got to do is wake up in the morning, right? And try to make as much money you can, right? Go run after the bag. Now, nothing wrong working to make money, right? You got to pay bills. But this new money system, invisible money, and the new rules that are coming with it, is also going to demand that you have to change your belief system and only accept theirs or else. Verse 12. And because of, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, because they're gonna demand that you're gonna have to consent to certain things that they want you to comply with. And if you don't, it is written in Scripture and Revelation that if you don't accept that mark, right, the MOTV, the C-hit, you can't buy or sell. You can't even work, right? So we are getting closer every day more and more. All right. Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Yeah. And us Hebrew Israelites, we are around the world, right? And it's being preached for many, many years. It started in 1960, right? From our Bibbins, okay? And it went there from 11 West and then GMS on down, okay? So things are right around the corner, how they say that. And then when he mentioned this, the guy that who's talking about that he knows about money that he's been doing it for 50 years, that he was involved in the CIA, right? There's an old saying that they have about that. The CIA, Catholics in action, okay? Where the money is at, rest assured that the Catholics are always involved. Rome is always involved. I want to go to James, right? James, give me a minute. Let me find it first. Chapter 1, verse 12. I'm going to keep it short tonight. Verse 12, blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahweh has promised to them that love him. Okay? Yeah, because they're going to tempt us, right? The Edomites are going to say, well, if you want, to buy your food and pay your bills, you're going to have to accept this new belief system that we have, this new religion, right? This new mark system that we want to implement and put inside of you. You see? And 2/3 of our people will comply. The so-called Negros Latino, Native American and speckled birds, because, some of them are real strong-headed in believing in that Jesus, right? The guy with the blue eyes, long blonde hair, right? Whose really name is Caesar Borgia, son of the Pope, who raped and murdered his own sister, right? Who's in, also the Edomites are the ones that like to be wearing those, high heels. So you can't leave that out. They're the one that brought that wickedness to our people. Okay? I mean, look at what's coming out right now with that movie, Sound of Freedom, right? Even Mel Gibson is talking about it, right? Whistleblowers are coming out left and right. Matthew chapter 10, let me go there. Chapter 10, verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endures to the end shall be saved. Okay? So it's making it clear that things are getting close and things are going to get real bad and real ugly real fast, right? And we are aware that us Hebrew Israelites who are doing the work in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and telling our people, the so-called Negros, Latino American, and speckled birds, do not take the mark. No matter what they're going to say, what they're going to do. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, false alarm. No matter what, don't do it. Right? I know some of you have, have children, but that's not the way to save them. Right? You're going to have to come back to the true name. Oh, I'm going to... Slakia, I did sneeze. You're going to have to put your faith in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I want to go to Hebrew chapter 3. Give me a minute. Hebrew chapter 3. Verse 14. For we are made partakers of Yahweh Shai, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. See? We're going to have to, that's who we're going to have to put all our trust in the name of Yahweh Shai. The Edomites, no matter what they say they're going to do, they cannot save us, they cannot protect us. By taking the mark, you are doing the worstest thing that you will ever do in your life. Because you will end up getting burned with fire from the missiles that Russia and China have, and also from those so-called UFOs. In the Bible they call them chariots or clouds. When they come back, Yahweh Shah with a host of angels and start zapping, disintegrating left and right. Okay? People of all ages, old, young, babies, children. Okay? It's going to be a wake-up call to the whole world. So, something to think about. I would like to go to James chapter 5. Chapter 5, verse 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of Yahweh Shai, that Yahweh Shai is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Yeah. Isn't our Father Yahweh, right? Very merciful. Okay, well then Yahweh Shai the Son, who is our King, okay, merciful as well. Right? Didn't people accuse Job that he sinned? That's how come his sons and daughters, were taken away in the land. Then his own wife said, "Why don't you damn your God?" He hold fast. So don't let your wives nor your children deceive you. Okay? If they want to go after the Edomites and bow down to them and take it, hey, don't kid yourself. Okay? You will see them again in the kingdom as baby, but don't go with them. I want to go to 2 Timothy. Give me a minute. 2 Timothy. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Chapter 2, verse 12. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. See? Something to, remember and take very seriously. I mean, yeah, we're going to go through some pain, through some suffering, but it's going to be all worthy for it. It's going to be a good suffering. But if you take it for granted that the Edomites have the solution to your pain and your suffering and they're going to save you, no, what they want to do is condemn you. Okay? They want you to burn. I want to jump to verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh stands sure, having this seal. Yahweh Shai knows them that are his. And let everyone that names the name of Yahweh Shai depart from iniquity. Woo! Right? I mean, you should have been repenting long time, but that window of grace is getting smaller by the day. Verse 20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and of earth. And some to honor and some to dishonor. Yeah. Yahweh Shai is going to be separating those who are fake, imposters, pretenders, right? Deceivers. All right? So, you're going to be seeing people that you thought were with the word, that fear the name of Yahweh Shai, and find out that they were just acting. Verse 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepare unto every good work. Yeah. You know, my Akim, Bishop Kanak just did a lesson on solitude, okay, which is very important walking when you're doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You want to find Akim's brothers that are, you know, in the same path, in the same like-minded thinking, okay? But having the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, yeah, we're going to be separated at some time also, as well. And he's, you know, Yahweh Shai is the only one that's going to be holding us strong with all the things that we're going to be seeing. I mean, people are going to be dropping dead left and right, okay? People are going to be committing suicide. So it's going to get real ugly out there. I'm going to leave it with Hebrews chapter 3. Oops. Verse 6. Jump around here. But Yahweh Shai as a son over his own house, whose house are we, if we hold fast the confidence and rejoicing of the hope firm unto the end. Verse 7. Verse 7. Wherefore, as the Holy Spirit says, today, if ye will hear his voice. Okay? Very important to hear that voice. Verse 8. I'll take it to verse 8. Harden not your heart. You don't harden your mind. As in the provocation, in the days of temptation, in the wilderness. Right? Don't provocation, don't be irritated because you're hearing the truth, you know? Action or speech that makes someone annoying or angry. You know, some of our people, so-called Negro Latino American speckled birds, get angry when hearing the truth in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, when it should be the opposite. They should fear and tremble and repent. I want to take it to verse 11. So I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Yeah. Because we're going on the highways and byways as a living sacrifice to call our people. Right? We're showing love. We're telling you, hey, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Right? Stop bending over for these Edomites. They don't care about you. Hey, you know, right now, Slovakia, drafting is going to be coming back again. All right? And yeah, they're going to have to say, hey, listen, the Edomites are going to say, if you sign up, we will give this amount of money. We will give you land. Don't fall for it. What they give, they will take away. It's nothing but a setup. Okay? Verse 12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart, an evil mind, of unbelief, in departing from the living Yahweh. Take heed. Okay? So I'll leave it with this, verse 13. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. So, you know, we feed one another when we do these lessons, okay, to edify our people, the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. Okay? Okay, I read that. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say Shalom.